Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
So everybody, welcome to the podcast. This is Beba Rodriguez Stapleton. I am your host and my co-host, Anna Gingosis Stapleton.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate.
Thank you for coming on.
I think you have such low standards.
Yeah.
Listen,
we're just starting up, you know, we need to get
I know. The second you get like Jamie Lee or whatever, and it's like Jamie Lee this week, so I'm not gonna have you on acting like a fan.
Thank you so much for your time and your
tolerating my mother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say inappropriate things today.
You are?
Yes, I haven't planned it, but I feel that I haven't planned it.
Okay.
I feel that my position at Scandival is different from yours.
Interesting.
And probably for most women.
I feel like we're gonna have the same opinions.
Okay.
So I'm curious. Okay, so let's get right into highlights and lowlights. Let's get those out of the way. Not out of the way. I like the highlights and lowlights. Don't you?
I do.
It feels like we catch up in highlights and lowlights.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Why don't you go first?
First, highlights. It was a rough week. Usually I was like, highlights. I don't have any lowlights. It was a rough week, like just hitting some hurdles at work and stuff like that. I don't take those things like I used to.
Like it didn't rock you.
It doesn't rock me. I'm just so solution oriented now.
Yeah.
And I also have faith in my ability to problem solve, and I won't dwell too much on the problem because, like, in other words, I won't dwell on whose fault it was and whose whatever and I know what I could have done differently. I know that whatever, blah, blah, blah.
And you got a solution. That's a producer. Yeah. You don't come with a problem unless there's a solution attached to it.
No,
like that's rule number one.
Like I'll go, can't believe that happened. And then already my brain is like, what's the solution? Okay. And then I'm like, I'll kick myself for a little bit, but not that long. So
you're not crazy. Good. Okay.
A highlight, and I don't know, I guess it's a highlight, is that I started really my first real therapy. Like,
oh yes, we talked about this.
I don't know that I've count what I've done before as real therapy, because it's been therapy for like other people. You know, like when I was with Mark, like 3 weeks into the relationship, we had to go into therapy. I think that has happened to everybody that he's been in a relationship, because he's,
we don't talk about exes.
We don't talk. I mean, he's not a bad person. I don't really regret any of that.
We don't talk about exes. Keep him moving.
But like, I love.
Doesn't even deserve.
I know, but I love his girl so much, and I can't like.
Yeah, but his girls are not him. You know.
It's not him. No, I know. I fell in love with them more, but anyway, so that was my experience with therapy. And then my mother forced me to go into therapy when I was 18 and wanted to get divorced from somebody who gets married at 18. So those were really my things. So it was hard because first of all, you got to tell somebody like everything.
The whole download. Here's my life.
Download.
No, it takes like a couple sessions to like establish what's going on.
But I tried therapy like maybe, I don't know, like a year and a half ago. And the person was so bored by my first world problems. I've gotten that a lot. Like, you know what I mean? I kind of, and so that's been my experience. I remember when your dad and I went to couples counseling, that sometimes we have to do it separately and sometimes together. The woman would legit fall asleep during my sessions.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so, I thought, so this woman in particular that I picked her, when you just pick somebody, I didn't see her, but there was something about her that I thought was right, and I didn't feel more comfortable with a woman. And I thought, she's no nonsense, man. Yeah. She does not let me say anything or like not say anything. She lets me say whatever I need to say, but she doesn't let me get away with my armchair expert kind of
analysis of your own
thing that
shit.
I
Yeah.
think, like I read Psychology Today once, so now I'm an expert. It's
No,
like,
no.
she's the
She's like, shut up.
yeah, shut up.
Let me do
Hear
my
yourself.
job.
Like, woman, do you hear yourself? So it was weird. I finished the therapy session and I said, I'm going to take Carrie for a
Better?
walk. And I've never felt more peaceful on a walk in my life.
Hmm.
So that's
Okay. This is a really good start.
yeah.
This is a really good start. We talked earlier this week, which is funny because I feel like, is it weird that for the most part we only talk on this podcast? Is that
No,
bad?
that's not true. Well, yes, I talk to Lola more, but we see each other.
We see each other, but we're not like doing a full download
No, because
talk until
when
we get on
Lola's
this
around, I'm
podcast.
not like that interested in you.
That makes sense. Can you
And it
point
makes
your mic a
sense.
little closer to your
Yeah.
mouth?
It feels like I have something not right in it. I don't know. Like, you hear me okay?
I hear you okay. It doesn't sound like maybe your mic is it connected?
Right? Doesn't it feel like it might not be?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's just keep going. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I hear you fine.
I hear you fine too. It's just not
I'll
through the
just speak up.
microphone.
I just don't think it's connected right.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right.
Okay. Whew. Sorry for I'm gonna cut all that out, but we had microphone issues. My mom's microphone is not working. She's gonna use her headphones, and that's okay. Okay. I will have better audio for the both of us today. I will hold that on my back. I'll carry it through the hour of this
You're gonna
podcast.
carry us.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Therapy. I'm happy. Oh,
So we were talking about
that you spend time talking to Lola during the week. That's what it is. Yes, but we did kind of like catch up a lot this week, and I heard about this therapy experience, and I'm just so proud. I'm proud.
I know you're a proponent.
Yeah, I think it's good. And it's like, it's also the fact that, like you said, it takes a long time to get to a point where you start really getting into it and you can talk and they understand everything. It takes a couple sessions to get there, which is why therapy, they say, has to be your idea because you have to be willing to do that work. And I think you are finally at a place where you can do that and you found somebody that you're willing to do that with. And that's just like you're off to a really great start.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for you. My highlights and lowlights. My high, I have two highs. One, I had my first Mother's Day last Sunday, and it was the greatest day of my life. And I'm not kidding. I really didn't expect much or anything at all, really, because I was like, this is nice. And I knew we were gonna go have brunch with John Liam's family, and like that's it. But I wasn't expecting anything. And it just like I was really surprised by a lot of stuff. Like John Liam had beautiful flowers delivered. I'm gonna show them. That's like half of them. I separated them because I'm a florist. He bought like beautiful flowers and then got me this like massage, this woman who came to the house, and it was the greatest massage of my life. And I don't do massages really. I'm not like really into them.
You don't like people to touch you too much.
This woman like was unreal. It was crazy. And then like we ordered my favorite food that night. And then it was a wonderful day. And then my low is that Monday came and I started my new job, which is post-production, like editing at home, which normally I'm like
For another Food Network show?
Yeah. Yeah. And normally I'm like thrilled about work, obviously working from home. I would rather be doing that than being on set away from Lola, whatever. Also, I've been doing that part, like post-production, for so long at home that I know what to do. But it was like the way I had to adjust to work life on set with like being away from Lola. This is a completely new thing. Now I have to adjust to working from home and like time management, and like I'm on a deadline. It's not like, oh, you work 9 to 5 and then you finish your day and that's it. It's like, no, I have to edit a whole episode and I have to like, it's a whole thing, whatever. It's just been a lot. And so my low is just that this week has been a growing pain of like, okay, I have to like understand how to do this again with a baby, and that's fine. Oh, and my other high is The Big Brunch, the show that I worked on with Lola in my stomach, was nominated for a Critics' Choice Award, which means Lola was not nominated for a Critics' Choice Award.
Oh, awesome. And that means it'll probably come back, right?
We'll see. I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows? I don't even know anymore with this stuff. Like everything is so political. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So those are my highs. Okay, let's get right back. Let's get into it. I only want to say one thing about celeb news, and then it's going to be Bravo. We are talking Vanderpump Rules today, and we're talking Jersey. Those are like that's all we can do today. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about the Sports Illustrated cover. Sports Illustrated is weird because they have like 50 million people on the cover. They have different versions where like Megan Fox is on the cover, but then also Martha Stewart at the ripe age of 81 was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
And did you see Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank? She copied Martha's photo and posed in the same bathing suit with the same
God, I love that.
and she goes, I can't cook, but I can swim.
Oh my God.
It was funny.
I love it. Well, so when I saw it, I was like, this is amazing. It's so cool. And she looks like,
I had the same reaction. I thought it was amazing. And then I felt something else afterwards.
what'd you
Or
feel?
You never felt anything else. Okay, go ahead.
No, I did. Well, the only
okay.
reason why is because Sophie Maspons, friend of the pod, posted something on her Instagram and it made me like rethink it, where it's like, yes, Martha Stewart looks beautiful, but she said something along the lines of the way that we're celebrating this, the way that we're like, oh my God, she looks incredible. It's like this idea of at 81, you still have to be this like perfectly fit, beautiful, youthful person, where it's like, it is unrealistic. It's like amazing that we can celebrate her and all this stuff, but it is putting it's putting a lens on everybody.
Unreasonably high standard. There's
exactly.
So I agree with that. I was reading somebody's Paulina Porzakova is a famous model from when I was growing up. She was my favorite model, Eastern European, gorgeous, think Joanna Krupa with dark hair, and she was married to the guy Rico Kasich from the Cars and whatever, and she has allowed herself to grow old gracefully, right? So she's bags under her eyes. She doesn't really do anything. Her body's still crazy, amazing for her age. She's probably like my age, maybe a year or two older. I would kill for her body, but like her face, she looks whatever. And so she talked about how she felt about this, and it was like, yes, we're celebrating a woman that's 81 years old, but it's still this kind of rat race to look a certain way at 81 years old.
At 81. Yeah.
It is unreasonable. That was one thing. Then another thing that, and this is just my own hangups, I understand that whatever, but then I saw kind of like the behind the scenes, and then Martha getting ready for the SI cover.
You saw like a video or something?
Yeah, I saw a lot of videos of her, and there was a ridiculousness about it. Do you understand? Like I don't know if I gave up too early, and I don't feel like I've given up because I'm not.
You haven't given up.
Huh?
You haven't given up.
But that's what I'm saying. But there is behavior that I won't engage in because I think it's, or things I won't wear, or things I won't do because I think I know my age. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's acting like silly and giddy and whatever. And it's like, on the one hand, it's good for her. On the other hand, it's like, I stop. You know what I mean?
Listen, I think it's just like, I don't think that that's Martha Stewart on her in her day-to-day life of being like always put together and stuff.
Change her.
She's doing like a lot of thirst traps on her Instagram, which I love. And that's cool. And I love that. But like, I don't know. I'm torn about it. Like she looks amazing. And I think it's so amazing for her to have these photos at this age and whatever. And I don't think she's like done anything to her body or anything to make it look that way. So, but it is like putting somebody on a pedestal and in front of the world on this like magazine that, has been out for her, that has been around for a while, and being like, this is a standard of beauty for this age. And I think that could be dangerous, And
the same as I went to see the movie Book Club, the other second one, and I love movies with these women in it.
Yeah, they're
I love, and then I saw them on Watch What Happens Live, and it was so
I saw
funny.
them too.
The there's a difference in the ages between them. So, you know, Jane Fonda's older than Candice Berger, and Mary Steenburgen is younger than they are. But you know, when you go on Watch What Happens Live, I don't think they roofie you, but those are the strongest drinks in the history
they've ever had in their life.
Remember?
Yeah.
And so Candice was like,
It's also like they really didn't know. Like Andy was asking things that were like, you know, that most people would know. It's like, oh, who's like the most famous person to slide into your DMs? And Jane Fonda was like, I don't know what a DM is. And then another one was like, I don't really handle my Instagram. It's like, these are
I
older
love
women.
that.
These are not the
Yeah.
questions that
Yeah.
you ask. It was
but
funny.
that's also like Martha Stewart. I mean, Jane Fonda's 86.
No, she looks, but
And
she's
then
also
on the-
had
No,
a
on
lot
the
of work done. And
movie,
yeah.
they talked to her about that. She goes something about so much work, like part of the script, she goes, oh my God, my plastic surgeons and whatever, they're practically unionized by now because how much she's done.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
she doesn't hide that. It's fine. Listen, it's everybody's choice. I
Yeah.
don't at that age. I think at that age, I'm gonna like lean into being hopefully a great grandmother. You know what I
And
And
I
be
will
like-
say I respect the fact that Sports Illustrated has moved away from skinny fit models into plus size, into older, into like different shapes and sizes on in the magazine. You know, that is great. And like I think they know that they have been problematic for a really long time. So they're trying to go swing the other way, like hardcore. And I think that their intent is to be like, look, we're even putting an 81-year-old on the cover. But I think also it's a balance. It's just like, as long as you're aware.
I also think we need to, as the audience, to and everybody's an audience and everyone's a star in today's world, because we all have a platform. Everybody has a platform. The difference is the size of the platform, right? So whether you get 1 million viewers on your TikToks or 20, that's still an audience. It's just a small audience. So you have an audience, and the audiences are harsh on people, not on me.
Everybody has an opinion.
No, I know, but I appreciate, for example, like people are not mean to me. When I was on Housewives, people weren't mean to me. People didn't send me hate. People don't post horrible things to me. They're just not. And I see what they do on other people, and it's tough. And so yesterday I was scrolling through Instagram, and the girl from Shaw's, Goluneza or whatever, you know, she got an Ozempic. She said she got an Ozempic in February. She showed herself giving herself her first shot. Today, she's this freaking supermodel, right? You get to see the picture. It's unreal. You know, she said, I'm showing my new body or whatever. And it was like, people were like, oh, Ozempic, or oh, whatever, or
freaking opinion about
you
it.
gave up or you took the easy way out. It's like, you know what? Like, I think as much as we need to let people celebrate that they're 81 and on a Sports Illustrated cover, we need to celebrate. We all have our own hangups, and maybe she wasn't morbidly obese, but she felt not good in her. And I just think everybody should do whatever the fuck they want.
I agree.
Themselves feel better.
I agree.
It. And I think
that's the message, guys. Do whatever you want.
And like, why are you mad? You can get Ozempic, you can get whatever. I know that it's expensive, but I know that there's people that, like, you know, I know from my friend David that he works with somebody that, like, for whatever, $150 a month, they'll get you on generic semaglutide. If you wanted to do it, you could do it. Don't criticize other people for doing it. If you want to do the hard work and whatever, then do that. I also don't think that everybody needs to be 100% honest about what they're doing. They should do also their whatever they want. I'm not a gatekeeper type person. I like to say what I do. And if whatever I've ever done, you'll find it on my Instagram or in my reels, but nobody has an obligation.
So you're saying, how does this connect to Martha?
Huh?
How does it connect to Martha? I just want to bring you right back.
Because I think that some people celebrate that. Some people say that it's bad. Some people like everyone. I find it cringeworthy when she does some of the thirst trap stuff, because I don't want her to make a fool of herself. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes.
I mean, mommy, this woman went to federal prison. Like, I think that there's like everything is out the window. It's not like she's like, my reputation, my whatever.
No,
it's
I'm not talking about that.
Things have been crazier for Martha.
You and your sister used to, I don't know, I haven't been with the two of you together at the same time attacking me for a while, but it was like, Mom, stop, you're being ridiculous, stop. I feel that towards people that are older than me sometimes, because I know I'm going to get there, and I don't believe I
Right.
would to be perceived that way, or I don't think I'll feel comfortable behaving that way for me. Like
But you also don't know. You don't know. You don't know
I don't know.
what it's gonna be like when you get to that age where it's like you give less of a shit than you
Yes.
do now. It's like
Right.
you might just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep. I want to stay young forever, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. Like you might have extensions until you're 70. You have no idea.
It's hard not to judge.
It's
The
hard,
truth
of
is, it's hard not
course.
to judge.
We are human. We judge. It is like built in our bodies. Judging is fun.
Judging is fun, but I think when people write mean things to people, it's just so like
Well, it's crazy. Wait, speaking of what, I feel like I'm being something's happening. Like AI has gotten to me because, oh my God, remind me, I have to write this down because there's an AI thing I want to talk to you about.
You do that AI thing, like everybody's doing it. We should
Well, I had to. I wanted to ask who Anakin Gosis was, and I'm going to tell you what it says, and it's really funny. Wait, hold on, really quickly though. I never subscribed to Ay Por Favor, the Alexia Marisol podcast. I did not subscribe to it ever. I didn't even like look it up. Oh no, I did because I listened to the trailer and that's it. But I didn't follow whatever. This thing is on my feed, on my Apple podcast feed. And I was like, how the hell do I get this off my thing? It won't leave. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I feel like someone's out to get me. But because I was trying to like find ways to like unfollow or unsubscribe, whatever, I was led to the comments, mommy.
No, I don't
The comments on this podcast. I feel very lucky. Look, we don't have a million comments because we don't have like a million followers or listeners, but the people that we do have that listen to us, I feel like they're our actual friends because it's a small group. They always message me. I always message back. Like, I love it, whatever. And our comments on our Apple podcast thing, like the reviews, are all great. Like, I really like, there's never been a negative comment. And the comments on Ay Por Favor are, why won't Alexia let Marisol speak? Why won't Alexia let Marisol speak? It's all of them. And then on top of that is Alexia's exaggerating her accent. And they have like 5 minutes of ads in between like really short segments of talking, which like, to me, at the end of the day, when we start getting ads, which by the way, guys, we will, okay? This podcast is going to blow up whether you like it or not. It will, because I believe in it. I thought about this the other day. I'm like, our podcast is a really good idea.
It is.
Like, we've been doing this for like over a year. And I was like, no, it's actually really smart. Like, the mother-daughter relationship is really complicated. And it's like, we talk about it and we talk about our relationship. And when we start having guests, mom and daughter guests, it's going to be huge. Okay. Anyways,
we don't come up with bad ideas. We're just letting it grow organically. And we want people to fall in love with the podcast without all those ads and stuff. I'm not
totally kidding. But this is the thing, when we start getting advertisement, when everyone is like knocking at our door, like, please, we're Athletic Greens and we really want you to sponsor us. And I'd be like, guys, hold on. At the end of the day, the quality of this podcast is more important to me than anything. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, I want to make the most amount of money possible on every episode. It's a long game. And the way that you keep listeners is by making sure that you're like in the middle ground. Like, yes, of course you need ads to make money, whatever.
Relationship with them.
Right. But it can't be like 10 minutes of ads in between like 5 minutes of talking. That's crazy.
They're not having them do the ads. They're just putting ads said by somebody else.
Oh, well, also,
I think
that's bad. I don't know. I've never listened to it,
but not everybody's good. I think you would be amazing at reading an ad.
Well,
you know
also,
what I'm saying?
I think we would only pick ads that like made sense for us if they sent us product, whatever. But it's so clear that this is just a cash grab for them of like, oh yeah, we're doing a podcast because we want to make more money. It's like, yes,
there's
great. Of course, that's obviously the intention for, I think, a lot of people, but I have fun with this.
Right. That's not why we started this. Like,
if that's why we were doing this, guess what?
Yeah, we would have given up a long time ago.
Yeah.
And like I will talk to people on DMs, people that now I just consider friends, even though people I've never met, but they've been like, whatever, following me or for so many years. And we'll be talking about the Miami Heat.
Right.
And then we'll go, but I love your podcast, by the way, unrelated. And it's like, it's just so
nice.
great. And this is like a guy like Nelson, this guy that he's so nice and he's always whatever. And it's like, I love your podcast. I can't
I
even
love that a guy's
imagine you would
listening.
find something in the podcast that would resonate with him. And so I love that.
Me too. And it's, I guys, we read all your messages, and by we, I mean me, because you're sending it to the Instagram and I handle the Instagram. And I really do respond to like everybody because I'm like, it really means so much. But anyways, that was shit talking stuff. Let's move on. Let's move on. We need
Okay, I
to, we
wanna
need
know
to
what
get into
AI
Bravo bullshit.
Can you
Oh,
please tell me what AI says about
I'm gonna
me?
finish. I'm gonna finish with that because it's a finisher. It's not that
Oh, okay.
crazy. It's just funny.
Okay.
Okay, I think we should start with Vanderpump Rules, or do you want to start with Jersey? I think Vanderpump. That's what
Vanderpump.
people want to talk about. Okay. This was the final episode this season of Vanderpump Rules. It's when the cameras came back up. They named the episode #Scandival, which I was like, it was the thrill of my life. My jaw was on the floor the entire time. I wrote some notes down and I just want to talk through, like, to me, the biggest moments.
Okay.
Obviously, number one, the scene between Tom and Ariana. That was like one of the most intimate, like, fly on the wall things I've ever seen. Woo.
I'm
I don't know.
surprised that she has the ability to be that stoic, but that's also part of what I think that my theory. I don't think she was ever that into him.
Okay. And here's the other thing. He said something like, when he was talking about the demise of their relationship, he's like, I want somebody to gas me up. I want somebody, whatever. And she was like, ugh, whatever.
Then she's not with the right guy. That guy needs that.
It's not about that guy needs that. Let me tell you something. If you are in a relationship with somebody, you should gas them up. You should be their biggest advocate. You should be should be like making them feel good about themselves. Hold them when they're feeling low. And it was clear that he was feeling low. And she was also feeling low, and he was not doing that either. It was the both of them. Yes, Tom fucked up. Yes, he fucked up. He should not have had sex with her best friend. That's really bad. And he should have done the right thing and broken up with her. But I've said this before. It was both their faults. They both stopped working for this relationship.
Yeah, I do think it was both their faults. I don't like what he did. I think that whatever. I think he was also definitely going through a midlife crisis.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a thing. And a lot of people think, but it is, especially for men, a thing. Everyone is Team Mariana, right? Everyone is Team Mariana, to the point where, so when I saw her on Watch What Happens Live, I was like, okay, didn't love what she wore, not because I didn't like the aesthetic of it. I just thought the whole revenge, like, you know what I mean? You did that already.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Be normal. Like, let's just be normal. Like, wear something fabulous, whatever. I didn't love when she said she's very happy and satisfied, like with the new guy.
But she's also like delivering to people what they need and what they want. And it was a really big night. And I think it was like a lot of playing up stuff that, I don't think
was seeing her the next morning on the Today Show. Then I just thought
she was on the Today Show.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. This is the thing. It's gotten a little crazy. And I think it's too much.
And then to villainize him to the extent that she has, and please don't at me for this and don't whatever. Like, you could if you want to. I'm not defending him. I think he's a dick. You know what I mean?
He's an idiot.
Right. But I think I don't think she was that into him. And she's taking this opportunity to do whatever, and that's smart. But I think for me personally, it's too far. It's gone too far.
And I also believe, and don't come for me for guys, these are hot takes. Okay. It's not going to be what you want to hear, but I do believe that he tried to break up with her. And I do believe that she was like, no, we're not doing that.
She said, if you do that, I'll kill I do believe that too. I don't think that she meant it like in a suicide real way, but I'm sure she said.
Yeah, I think she's like not well, and I think that
a lot of people are comfortable with this. She wanted
to the point where, like, you were only having sex 4 times a year. That's really bad. Like that you become roommates.
I think it needs to be at least 5.
5 times a year. Look, we're on the same
seriously.
Page. No, it's I talk about this all the time with my friends, because I think there's like a thing when, like, you get married that you just like, oh yeah, you're having sex, or you're like, performing other stuff. That the performing other stuff, you know what I'm talking about, ladies
Yeah.
who are straight, that goes out the window. And let me tell you something, that's all they want.
No,
It's
that is
all they
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
And if you stop doing that, it's showing like that you don't care about what they want. And then they're not going to care about what you want. It's
And
you
there's
have
a
to
feeling
work
of
together.
accomplishment, like get the check mark and like you're done for like
You're like, oh my God, I'm good for at least 4 days. It's the best.
I love crossing things off my to-do list.
Me too. It's like, check. Sometimes I do it with a podcast in my ear. Anyways, moving on. I'm not kidding. Okay.
It's like give somebody else if you have to, but make it quick.
I don't care. Don't look
Play
at me.
the highlight reel.
I'm like laughing, listening to like Los Culturistas. Okay. The other thing I didn't love was it felt like a gang up. So James calling Raquel when Lala and Katie were at the house, like felt really gross and rude and mean.
And also he is the biggest despot. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's just so dismissive, so rude, so everything. I understand he's good TV. I understand whatever, but
he's so funny.
Like he is. And you know what I loved? I got to tell you, I loved the Uber Eats commercial.
Oh my God, it was so ridiculous. I can't because I the screeching of Sheena's good ass. I was like, I can't. I hate her. I hate her voice, whether it's auto-tuned or not. I need it to like disappear.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought, and it makes me dislike Lala less. I kind of like her now.
Oh, you do? I think she's taken things a little too far too. I don't know.
I think she has, but it's just like, I like that she's smart. You know what I mean?
Yes, she is.
Lala is sharp as a whip,
Yeah.
And Ariana's too. You see them on the show, they're so on Watch What Happens Live, she's so comfortable. Like you see
she's very well, she's been doing this for a long time.
You ever seen like when like it's a great example is Alexia on she's like a deer caught in the headlights.
Yeah. No, but a lot of people are not like great on Watch What Happens Live, but she's good. But she's been doing this for a long time. Yeah, it's different. And she's been like the center of attention for the last I don't even know how many months. If she wasn't comfortable, I'd be like, this is a problem.
Yeah. Well, but Lala's comfortable also because she's smart. You know what I mean? And I think like she was on Jeff the other day, and Jeff loves Lala and told her like kind of like a dad advice. He's like, you need to stop doing that thing of like so graphic about your sex life. It's just beneath you and stuff. And I'm glad he told her that.
Yeah.
He does care about her. And like, I think that cheapens her so much. It's unnecessary.
Totally. I agree. And I think she's doing it. I think she's doing it to make sure that people still see her sexually because she's a mom and all this stuff that she's like, I think
and everybody goes through that.
And being on the show too, where everyone is like single or whatever, she's like, well, why fuck? And you're like, shut up.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, the scene with James calling Raquel was horrible. His little cocky cock, like his stinky 40-year-old cock. Seriously, Raquel? That's what he said.
I know.
I was like, you're mean. And also, why did she pick up? Don't pick up your ex-fiance's phone call after this whole thing. You know it's not going to be a good phone call. She's just dumb and she wants attention. It's too much.
And so do you believe that she's pregnant?
I think that that's a stretch. I think that would be crazy town. And if she is, I think that she should.
There's no stretch. You either are or you're not.
I think she would.
Got 2 lines or 1 line, you know?
I also think that if she was, she's the type who would keep it.
Oh, of course she would keep it. What do you mean? Of course you'll keep it.
Oh my God. We don't need a Tom Raquel baby in the world. We really, really don't. I'm scared. That's scary.
Well, that's what will end their relationship. I have a feeling, like I do feel that they're going to be codependent for years to come. So whether they're together or not together, it's going to be on and off, on and off, on and off. I also think that Ariana demanding or saying that she's not going to film with them, it's like she's crazy. You know what I mean? Or being rude to Lisa about, being too nice to him. It's like, you need them on the show. You need this. This is what made the show interesting,
Yeah. Yeah.
He has that much power. Like, I know that like Marisol and stuff have been saying they're not going to film with Adriana. It's like, I almost said it like Adriana. No, with Adriana, like I feel like that I'm sure it's not going to happen. Nobody kind of has that
You can't
power.
put your line. You can't do that. Like, I'm sorry, you don't have that much power. You're not an executive producer unless you're producing the show. You can't do that. Okay. The other scene that I want to talk about is the "I love you" moment with Tom and Raquel, when she was
They love
like,
you.
"They love you." She said, "I love you too." No, no, no. They love you. That was so embarrassing.
Well, from the
That was
second
cringy,
he walked
cringy, cringy.
in, from the second he walked in, it was a weird scene. There was a familiarity of the fact that he did that a lot. He went
Yes, yes, but
refrigerator,
not
they
with the camera. Obviously, everything's
no,
just been
but they
hush
had
hush.
their little routine. You know, they had the little shot first, followed by the beer.
The
got in
shot.
No.
Why are
This
you
was
guys doing that?
because they did it probably every day.
So
I
gross.
found her looking rather unattractive without makeup. I was surprised by that because I've
There,
always found her so pretty.
but there was also, I think you're also more unattractive when you've done something so bad and you
No, I know,
truly
but
have no
she had
remorse. There was like
no.
something inside coming out that I was like, you are not remorseful over this
I
whole
know,
thing.
but she also has mosquito face. She has insect face. You know, when you have insect face, you have it. You know what I mean? Like
I
she
don't know
needs
what that is.
punching
Just like
and-
a tiny little choo, 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 choo.
yeah,
Like a mousy face.
yeah.
No, I hear you. That was really dark. I also think, like, look, here's the truth. I have cheated before. We've talked about this early on in the podcast. If you're new, guys, I've cheated. Okay. The biggest thing about sneaking around, the most fun part, by the way, the sneaking around, when that is taken away and you're left with the person, guess what?
It's
Not
not
that
fun.
fun. Not
No,
that
of course.
fun. The guy's not that much that
It's the
attractive
forbidden
anymore.
aspect of it.
It is. And like, I think with that taken off, like you saw the uncomfortability, yes, with Tom and Raquel because the camera was there and they've been sneaking around and they said it. They were like, this feels weird. I don't want to kiss you in front of the camera. It's like, yeah, because it's probably not hot for you anymore, you know? And that was like icky to watch. I think probably triggering for
It is
me,
icky,
but
I don't think that there is anywhere for him and Ariana to go. I mean, even though she's not even open to that possibility, I don't think that will
no,
ever
it's
work.
over. They'll
Yeah,
never talk again, but they're living together. Did you
That's
hear?
also ridiculous because you know what? You have, first of all, he can move in with Schwartz, he can move in whatever, and he's not destitute. You know what I'm saying? Go to freaking Hampton Inn. You know what I mean? Like, you
Absolutely.
don't have to live there.
Oh my God, the thing on Watch What Happens Live where Ariana is talking about how Raquel is sending letters to their
Yeah.
house for Tom.
Yeah.
The willpower, I know it's illegal, but the willpower of Ariana not ripping that
her.
open and reading every single
I
word
would have
and then
steamed
like
it,
burning it.
opened it. I wouldn't have ripped it because I'm much more calculating than that, but I would have steamed it on my teapot. I would have opened it. I would have read it. I would have sealed it because man, information is power. And when it falls,
Information is
that means
power.
God wants you to see it.
But this is like Ariana is done. Like that is a woman who's done, who's like, I'm propping
Okay,
this
she's
up
done.
on the kitchen counter for you to see because I'm done. But you're still living with the guy. I don't know. It's all very
It's not only
strange.
that she's done, she's like overshooting. Like she is too much. Like you already got all this attention. Now handle the rest of it with grace.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we want to see as you know, and today's day is not even anymore as women or whatever. But you look, my
As a
perspective
woman?
is, huh?
As a woman.
As a woman, right? But that is my perspective. You know, I'm
Yeah.
older. I don't, you know, I try to see the whole picture. So it's not only as a woman, as anybody who has been
Yeah.
cheated on and whatever. We get it, but
Yeah.
don't overdo it. Don't overdo it because he's human, and to be human is to err is
Fuck up.
human. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
who of us hasn't fucked up?
Okay. That being said, Tom's panic attack in quotes, guys,
At
Lisa's, even if it was real, it's really, really hard to believe or to take in that whole scene and be like, oh yeah, I feel a little bit of sympathy for him. I felt
a little bit.
nothing.
I
I
gotta
felt
be honest.
nothing.
I did. I considered the possibility that it was fake. I considered the possibility that it was real. I believe that it was real because I know when you Lisa is a mother figure.
Right.
You lose it more with your mother than with anybody else.
Yes.
And I can tell you that even though I've never had the greatest relationship with my mother, the darkest day of my life, and you know what day that was,
Mhm.
right? April 4th. The darkest day of my life, when I was driving to a hospital, I did not know what to do. Didn't know who I was, what to do. And I called my 89-year-old mother at the time and said, Mom, what do I do? To my mom. It's crazy. And it was the only comforting thing for me, my mom. Isn't that crazy?
It's not crazy because
Right.
it's your
So
mom. At the end of
what
the
I'm
day,
saying is
it's your mom.
She's a mom.
Yes.
She's his mom there for the
Okay.
longest time she's been a mom. So for him to release something, I do think it was real, because I put myself in his place and it was like, I fucked up, Mom. You know what I mean? What do I do? Help me. And I thought, what she said to him, you're not a bad person. You just
did a bad thing.
done a bad thing. And that's a great thing. It's true.
That was great advice. And I think that's good for everyone in the world to hear who was watching that like broke YouTube TV. He's not a bad person. He just did a bad thing. And he's done a lot of bad things. But again, it doesn't make him a bad person.
And it doesn't make you like that forever, by the way.
Yeah.
Learn from it and be different.
It was a ton of bad things working together. It was your relationship falling apart. It was a girl who was
Being
eager
the most
beaver.
hated man in America.
Totally. Like it's a lot.
Hates you.
I was listening to Bitch Sesh this morning, actually, and they were talking about that panic attack. And somebody said that it was not a crying and panic attack because of what he did. It was a crying and panic attack because he's canceled. That was a crying panic attack of cancels.
It was a lot of things. Beba, to be like hated by the world, and now that there's an avenue for the world to share.
That's Gati.
Oh, tell her that we're doing the podcast.
I know, I'm texting.
Put this on. Shit.
We're doing the podcast.
We're doing the podcast.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'll call you back.
Man, I just want let the record show she tried me first. Okay.
Okay, let me see. How do I do this now? Where do I find you again? Okay. Sorry. Anyway, you see me, right?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay. I think that to have the whole world hate you and the whole world have the ability to communicate that to you so many
it's a lot.
platforms, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter if he's being canceled. It doesn't matter. Like, he put his money, his mother mortgaged his house for his business. His business is being blackballed and boycotted. It's like, it was all those things.
It was everything combined together.
It was real. I do.
Yeah, I think it was real. I just don't think it was like for the reason it probably should have been. Like, I can't
it
believe I
wasn't
just did this to my
selfless.
girlfriend
It
of 10
wasn't
years.
selfless.
Right,
What
exactly.
he's saying is that it wasn't selfless. He was feeling sorry for himself, and we don't like when people feel sorry. He wasn't feeling bad about what he did. He was being woe is me. Why is everybody attacking me? I know I fucked up, but this is too much. That's what's happening to him.
Yeah. Excited for the reunions. We'll obviously keep talking about this.
But
Let's move on.
Reunions. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
it's going to be 3. It's going to be the
okay.
standard 3.
Right, but then there's other ones on Peacock. It's like, why don't you just put it all together? Like,
yeah, it's going to be like an extended cut. It's like just
Not
do the
gonna
whole
watch
thing on Bravo. Okay, let's move on to Jersey quickly. Wow, finale episode of Jersey. This was really sad. This was I found this to be more extreme than Vanderpump finale because, again, when it comes to Jersey, it's family and it's over. It's like it's really over between Melissa and Joe, and Teresa and Louis. And the Louis thing, my God, are we seeing his true colors?
About Louis.
The true colors, which is like the color red. He looked like a red balloon. He was a red balloon. Like,
and did you see her on Watch What Happens Live? It's like, she was Tammy Wynette, Stand By Your Man. Would you blame him for this? No. Would you blame him?
But that's how she is when she's in a relationship. It doesn't matter what they do.
I really think Andy could have said he killed 4 babies and 4 puppies. It's like,
they deserved it.
They needed killing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what the most like telling thing with the Teresa Louis thing at that party was Louis looking directly at the camera, breaking the fourth wall and saying, I'm winning, and pointing at Teresa saying she's winning, because that is really what this is all about. It's a game and it's about who's winning and who's losing for the both of them. The only reason why Louis thinks that is because of Teresa. He's brought in because of Teresa, and that's how she thinks of this whole thing, the revelation of Teresa or Louis, whoever it was, calling Joe over to their house alone to talk about this rumor that Melissa could potentially be cheating on him was the most disgusting, disrespectful thing to do. That is horrible.
It's so wrong.
It's so wrong. And I was like, at that, I mean, I've always been team Melissa because I have a brain and I use logic. But after that, I was like, that's like, okay, Teresa has been from the moment she met Melissa just out to get her. It was very sad. It was very dark.
Yeah. There was no, I think there's a feeling like in their family, she was the girl, the queen, the whatever, and Melissa kind of dethroned her in the eyes of her brother, and the family liked her too because she was a good
she's great.
Yeah.
She's
I mean, I know she's great. I'm not going to go that far.
I'm saying within the context of this like family, she's great. She fits in great. She loved her in-laws. She, I don't know. She's
there's a part of me that feels sorry for Teresa because she's so dumb, but dumb in a gullible way. You know what I mean? She only has an off and on button. There's no idol for her. There's no like this, there's no gray. And so she's either so basic dumb, right?
Or just dumb.
Raging.
Yeah.
And I really think, I thought that he was going to help her stop and think, even if her ability is limited.
It looked like that was going to happen.
But now I guess he realized she didn't have the capacity. So now he's just appealing to her rage side only.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
No, it's so bad.
And she's a mom within her limitations. She's a good mom. She puts in time in the work. Her kids are good kids. You know what I mean?
But she's also brainwashed her kids into being on her side.
Right. But I don't believe that her parenting has been to get them out of the way or to have more free time or to focus on herself. I don't know. I really think that she parents for real, but she's limited because she's dumb.
She's dumb. Right. I don't know. I like the whole thing of like Gia calling Joe to say that he can do better than Melissa. That's too far.
That's a family.
That's
a family.
But what I'm saying is that's Teresa.
Destroying a family.
That's Teresa in Gia's ear. And Teresa is like, it's beyond just her and Louis against Melissa and Joe. She really is bringing her kids into it. And that's this is the end. To me, I was like,
by that because Gia is smarter than her mom, obviously. And
yes, but she's obsessed with her mom in a way that she is her little minion forever until the day she dies. That's also very Italian to me.
It's very Italian. And also like you see Teresa has a lot of fans. People love Teresa. And so now, according to Bravo, the show's on pause.
Jersey?
Yeah. The show's on pause.
Because of the Melissa Teresa thing?
Yes, because there's nowhere to go and they don't feel that they can get rid of anybody at this point. Think about it. Where do you go? They need to give the audience a break from the same thing. Do you want to watch that again and watch more?
No, I don't. I actually don't.
It's more painful than watching the Sandoval thing because you don't owe as much to other people that are not family.
It's also like Teresa and Melissa, like Teresa is the heart of that show. And then if you take Melissa out, I don't know, it would be like, it would be Bravo choosing a side.
I think if you had to get somebody out, if they had no choice but to get rid of somebody, I think they would get rid of Melissa because Teresa is the backbone of the show and she will continue to have conflict and be all those ridiculous things that she is with Melissa there or not. And she'll have conflict with other people because
but it is
Louis he loves the spotlight.
He loves it. But I think that would be a bad look right now because then it's Bravo choosing a side. And I don't know if they want to choose Teresa.
They don't want to do that. No,
so
they don't.
I think that makes sense. The last thing I want to talk about with Jersey is Danielle and the whole like telling Melissa this rumor.
Unnecessary at that party.
It was so like I feel bad for Danielle because Danielle is another person who's dumb, but she's smart in different ways. But this was dumb. Like Dumb in
was
the way
dumb.
that she doesn't understand housewives and the way that this works.
Well,
She
I
was
know, but
spreading
that's a rookie mistake. That's a first season housewife. rookie.
totally. I hope to God that when it does come back, she comes back because I really do love her.
She
But
will.
she
She
was
will. She's good.
spreading a rumor through a game of telephone with the cans, like the can telephone, you know?
Mhm.
It's like this is none of your business. You don't even know the person who is
She
spreading
just
this rumor.
wanted- It's that whole thing. It's like, this is the finale. I want to
Yes.
secure my spot for next season. And she thought that maybe she wasn't relevant enough. And that's a typical.
Totally. And what a mistake, because she's great and she didn't have to do any of that.
She
And
is
it was
she is so trademark Jersey.
yeah.
She is so, and proud of it.
And I
whatever.
love it. I
love it
really,
too.
really like her and enjoy her. I just was like, that was not the move. I felt bad
Yeah.
that she doubled down. She was like,
But I
no,
wanted-
this is what people are saying about you. And the look on Jennifer's face when she said, I gotta tell her, she was like, no. She was so excited. She was like, my plan worked. That's all she wanted.
Really? I didn't
Jennifer
even
and
see that, 'cause
Teresa
I would've
wanted
stopped her.
Jennifer and Teresa wanted this rumor out, which is why they told Danielle, because she's a newbie and they knew that this would all just go, it would never be blamed on them. And the fact that she was like, I will take it. Like if they say, who is this from? I will take it. She was like, go with God.
Oh, with God. You know, I also didn't know how calling somebody a rat was so bad.
No, that's, I
My
feel like,
uncle Nene used to call me rata, like a rat, and he would, or rat fink, because I
I
was
mean,
a
that's
tattle-
really bad.
No, I was a tattletale when I was little.
Oh, that's why, you know what? Then you talk Kathy, because Kathy was such a tattletale
I was a
on
tattle-
me when I
didn't
was
know, because
a
I
kid.
gotta tell you, today I'm not a tattletale about anything. Like, people will tell me, I've had conversations with people about things that people would really want to know. I have found out about, the things I have found out about way before they've been public, right? With like,
Yeah.
other
And
shows
you don't say anything.
to nobody.
But I think being a rat and like talking out of both sides of your mouth is the worst thing
worst
to
thing.
be.
I do, yeah.
And Gathi used to, sorry, Gathi.
No,
But
yeah.
Gathi was such a tattletale on me to the point that I remember specifically Daddy being like, Gathi had said something about me to Daddy, like when we were kids. And he was like, stop tattletaling on your sister. Like, that's your sister. You gotta ride for her, you know?
Kathy was
A
right.
goody tissue. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does
Yeah.
things with a vengeance.
She's still like that, but she'll protect you. She'll protect anyone.
To the end of the earth. But still, listen, Kathy still talks. I have to tell her, please do not say this to anybody. I have to preface it. It's not unspoken. It's not unspoken.
No, I don't feel like she would betray my confidence.
Listen, I keep a lot of stuff from all of you because of that reason, because there's some stuff that I'm like, it ends up going everywhere. And that's not, I don't want everyone to know my shit. I really don't.
I think that you, just so that you know, first of all, it's not true. If you told me something and told me not to say it, I wouldn't tell her. And she absolutely wouldn't tell me.
Yeah, but 100%, but I have to say, please don't say this.
Oh, okay.
And to me, that's like, it should be unspoken with a sister. And so that's why I'm disowning you, Gathi.
She's gonna start crying when she hears this.
No, I love her. It's fine. I still tell her stuff. I always just preface it, and I know that now, and that's it. It's fine.
But also, like, maybe she doesn't think like why there should be so many secrets, like from your mother.
Our whole family is the foundation is built on secrets. Okay.
Really?
Yes.
No, take that up.
Mommy,
that's your LA mentality.
No, it's not. Gathi tells me stuff about our grandmothers that like they talk about me and you and stuff about this podcast.
Who cares?
100%. Who cares? What I'm saying is that nothing is ever direct. Nothing is ever like, hey, I hate that you fight with your mom on this podcast. Hey,
tell you.
I hate that you're posting a photo of yourself in a bikini. You're a mom now. It's none of that. It's like, Beva's disgusting. I can't believe that they do this thing. And then text me like, how are you? I love you. It's all fake. It's all fake and secretive. And that's fine. I am aware of that. And that's where I operate. I operate from that place.
Not they. I know. Not they. My mother understands things that are like, could help you in other things and like you're doing. And she kind of gets it. She's become much more liberal in her mentality as she
is. She
Yeah.
is.
It's the other one. But
Yeah.
who cares?
fine.
Like her
Also,
opinion
like
is
if you don't like anything, stop
Don't.
watching it. Stop
Stop
watching it.
right.
You
Nobody
have free will,
but-
baby. You got free will. Okay. We gotta wrap up, but I do want to end with your AI thing. So for those who don't know, it's called Chat GBT. John Liam? Yeah. What's the AI thing called? Chat GBT. That's right. I don't even have
Yeah,
to
of
ask.
course. He thinks he's gonna be your manager.
He is.
And he wants to
So the whole writer strike, the whole thing is because of this new technology that is making it so that it's actually crazy if you like download it. So I stole this from the Lady Gang, the podcast that I listened to. I've been listening to it for years, and they asked it like who all their hosts were and what the Lady Gang was. It's different because they're more well known. They've been doing this for a long time. I asked who I was, and they were like, "I'm sorry, we don't know who that is." I was like, "Okay." I asked who Mommy Issues was. They were like, "Sorry, we don't know what that is." I was like, "Okay." And then I asked who Anakin Kosis was, and this is what it said. You should put this on your bio, by the way. Anakin Kosis is a well-known television personality, chef, author, and entrepreneur. She gained popularity as a contestant on the reality cooking competition show, The Real Housewives of Miami. Quincoces was born on October 21st, 1965. Not true. In Havana, Cuba. Not true.
God,
And
no.
later immigrated to the United States. Not true. In addition to her television appearances, Quincoces has authored several cookbooks, including Cuban Chicks Can Cook, that's true, and Sabor, A Passion for Cuban Cuisine. She's known for her expertise in Cuban and Latin cuisine. That's all true.
But I have more books.
You do have more books.
Yeah.
Quincoces has also ventured into the business world. She founded a line of food products called Skinny Latina, which offers healthier versions of traditional Latin ingredients. Furthermore, she has worked as a legal analyst, combining her culinary background with her law degree.
I have though on I've been on CNN.
No,
and
I know.
and all that stuff.
It's worth noting that information about individuals can change over time, and there are new developments in Anakin Kosis' career since the last update in September 2021. And that is true.
Wow.
I love that you gained notoriety with your appearance on the cooking competition show, The Real Housewives of Miami, which, by the way, for people who don't know, the first season of Real Housewives of Miami was not created under that Housewives umbrella. It was actually called
Miami
like Mom,
Social, something like that.
no, it was like Miami Mom's Cook or
Miami-
something. Every single scene, if you watch back Real Housewives of Miami season 1, every scene is cooking something or a dinner something.
Yeah.
Because that's what the show was. And then after they edited,
it actually.
you were.
It was as a
I went with you for that scene where you were
Alexia.
where you were cooking, and that's where we met Larsa. And Larsa,
at Alexia's house.
before Larsa was Larsa, you know what I mean? It was like still Larsa Pippen, like I loved her. I also she was Lebanese. I was like, I'm Lebanese. Like we loved each other, and then she became crazy. But rewatch Real Housewives of Miami season 1. It's a cooking show. It actually is a cooking show. So AI knows shit that other people don't know. So it's crazy. It wasn't a cooking competition, but it was a cooking show.
Yeah, it was. That was.
Anyways, I thought that was funny. One day we'll ask what Mommy Issues is, and they'll be like, the most successful podcast.
The most successful podcast, second only to Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Joe Rogan, who?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Anyways.
We solved all the world's problems today.
We did. I'm so glad that we did that because we needed to.
Yeah. And also I think that, Tom Sandoval needs to see how people are perceiving him now, because we have the finger on the pulse of society when it comes to scandal.
Always. And also Bitch Sesh is moving into the podcast. If you guys listen to it, it's a Real Housewives breakdown of, all the stuff they've been doing for a long time. They're moving to a subscription based podcast. You have to pay. So as much as I love them, guys, if you were listening to Bitch Sesh for all your housewives and Bravo news, come over here. We're free. We do it every week.
Still free, and we don't know how long.
Yeah.
And maybe, the people who started it with us first might get the benefit of a free pass.
Yeah.
You can get a free pass in this world.
You can get a free pass. You can get it here with us. Okay. Thanks for listening. What am I going to say? Oh, follow us on Instagram.
Comment.
Yes.
To us.
Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues of Pod, at Beba_Rod, at Anna Cooks, QOOKS. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have you seen my thumbnails? I'm doing thumbnails on YouTube now to get people drawn in. It's like a really
And is it working?
I don't know. I like put a photo of myself in like a bikini. And guys, look, if you're watching on YouTube and you're seeing these thumbnails and you're like, what the hell is this about? We're just trying to draw the people in who don't listen to the podcast. We know you listen, you know us, but this is for the people. I'm putting myself out there. I'm going
And
naked.
what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just don't want people to think like, what the hell's going on here? What's going on here is that we're trying to blow up.
ex-mother-in-law
Okay.
will, much to my ex-mother-in-law's chagrin, I don't really give a shit that you do that.
Thank you. And that's why we keep you. That's why we keep you.
No, but legitimately, I don't like, it's like, I don't look at it and go like, oh, whatever. I'm like, wow, she looks good.
Thanks. I do look good. We're going to another fancy house today to go into the pool. So I'll
Oh, you went
post
back to
photos.
that house?
No, a different house
Still
in
there?
Malibu.
Oh, he rented a different house.
Yes.
Gotta
To
get
be
him.
rich. To be rich. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Later. Send me pictures. I want to see